Bonjour, today we are going to practice a little bit more our indefinite articles. So how to say a cat, a flower, and so on. Before I start, if you want the essential guides to this lesson and access my weekly live lessons on YouTube, then click on the join button below. Okay, so let's have a look at this exercise. We're going to practice our indefinite articles. To start with, what is an indefinite article? Well, in English, you would translate it as a or some, as in a table or some apples and so on. We'll have a look at the way we say a or some in French. In French, we've got three different ways, or two to start with, different ways of saying a. So have a look at this. We have either un, okay, which refers to a masculine singular word, or we have une, which refers to a feminine singular word, okay? So what you have to understand is that every single noun, okay, in French has a gender. It's either a masculine noun or a feminine noun. And you may ask, but how do I know the difference? Well, most likely, if the word ends with an E, it is likely that it's going to be a feminine word, okay? If it ends with sion, T-I-O-N, it is going to be feminine. However, any other words are likely to be masculine, but there are many exceptions. So please have a look at my other videos on how to tell a word whether it's feminine or masculine, okay? Now let's have a look at how we say some. And some in French is des. Can you see that? Des, okay? So for example, a cat would be un chat, because chat is masculine. A house would be une maison, because maison is feminine. Or shall I draw the cat? Okay, that's the cat, so you know what I'm referring to. Yeah. And then une maison. I know I miss my calling as a as an artist. Now, des pommes is plural, okay? Plural. And so if you wanted to say cats or some cats, you would say des chats. If you wanted to say houses, you would say des maisons, okay? Quite simply, okay? So apple, I've got to draw an apple. Here we go. That's the pomme, okay? So let's have a look at what happened when we use this. And this is the difficulty here, okay? This indefinite article with a negation. The indefinite articles un, une become de or di with an apostrophe, okay, after a negation. For example, j'ai un chat. I have a cat, okay? In the negation, you need to add ne and pas. But also, you need to drop the un and add de. Je n'ai pas de chat. Okay, always in a negation, okay? Je n'ai pas de chat. So you may ask, but can I say je n'ai pas un chat? Yeah, it's not really, it doesn't sound really good. So, je n'ai pas de chat is much better. Let's have a look at j'ai une maison. So we know what that means. I have a house. But you want to say, I do not have a house. So you use the negation ne and pas. Je n'ai pas de maison. Can you say that? Je n'ai pas de maison. So what happens as well when we use des, with the same thing happen? J'ai des pommes. Je n'ai pas de pommes. Okay? Je n'ai pas de pommes. And you keep the S at pomme, okay? So, to recap, the indefinite articles un, une, and des, okay? And des, because I've used the des as well as an example, become de or di apostrophe only when you use a word that begins with a vowel or an H, okay? After a negation. Okay, I would like to do 5 examples for you. The rest of the examples are on your support guide. Here we go. Nous avons, we have, bicyclette. bicycle. So we have a bicycle. How do you say a bicycle? We have three choices. Un, une, and if you want to say some, it's des for the plural version of un or une. Now, have a look at bicyclette. Does it end with an S? No. So it's likely to be un or une. Does it end with an E? Oui. So it's likely to be feminine. Which one of these articles is feminine? Une, absolutely. So I'm going to put it like this, une, because bicyclette is feminine. Nous avons une bicyclette. Okay, so tick. Okay, have a look at the next one. Il y a, and then livre sur la table. Now, what do we have here? Livre. That means book. So this is my book. La, la, la. Okay, book. Okay. Is it? Il y a un livre sur la table. Il y a une livre sur la table. Il y a des livres sur la table. Now, have a look at the end of that word. It has a ness, okay? And I'm going to put it blue to represent the plural. So we want to say there are some books on the table. We don't want to say there is a book on the table, there is a nest to it. So we need to put this into the plural form. Which one of these articles matches the plural? Des, absolutely. Il y a des livres sur la table. Now, had it been a singular, it would have been a masculine word. And this belongs to one of these many exceptions where the E actually is a masculine word. So you've got to, be aware of the masculine words that end with an E. So you would have said, il y a un livre sur la table if it didn't have an S at the end. Okay? Have a look at the next one. What do we have here? J'ai préparé. Now, would we say un gâteau au chocolat, une gâteau au chocolat, ou des gâteaux au chocolat? Now, in this case, you have to look at gâteau. That's a cake. It is not in the plural form, otherwise it would have had an X, because EAU have an X to mark the plural form of this word. And in EAU, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Now, gâteau, definitely not plural. But is it un gâteau or is it une gâteau? Well, gâteau does not end with an E, so it's not likely to be a feminine word. I'm going to say it is masculine. So therefore we say un gâteau. Why am I using blue? Oh, I know why I'm using blue. Maybe I should have used orange for plural. That's what I'm going to do. Orange, that's better. Sorry about that. Okay, j'ai préparé un gâteau au chocolat. The next example, Tom porte. And then we have chaussures noires. Okay, so what is Tom wearing? Tom wears black shoes. We need an article here. We always do need an article in French. So does he wear a black shoe? Does he wear a black shoe? Or does he wear some black shoes? Plural. Now identify the noun. The noun is chaussure. Okay, chaussure. That means shoe. Okay, but because it has an S, it means shoes. And noir here, noir is the adjective, black. But because it's an adjective, it has to agree in number and gender with the noun it is associated with. In that case, chaussure is feminine, plural. And therefore, we identify noir as feminine as well, plural. Okay, ES. Add an E, add an S. Okay. But saying that, it's relevant to un, une, and des. Because regardless, it is still going to be des. And I'm going to use des as orange because that's what I've decided to do. Okay, des is plural, okay, regardless of whether the word is masculine or feminine. So Tom porte des chaussures noires, okay? Tom is wearing some black shoes, okay? Now have a look at the last one. Vous n'avez pas and then something voiture. Okay. What you need to identify here first is whether there is or not a negation. Now, I can see that there is a negation because of pas and because of ne before the verb. Vous n'avez pas, you do not have. The fact that there is a negation means that we are not going to use un, we are not going to use une, we are not going to use des. Instead, we are going to use either de or d apostrophe if the word begins with the vowel or an H. So, no matter what the gender of voiture is, we have to say de. Because voiture begins with a consonant anyway. So, vous n'avez pas de voiture, you do not have any car, okay? And by the way, just for your information, voiture is a feminine word. So we would say a car, we would say une voiture. Okay, that's it on my examples. Don't forget that if you want more examples and my Alexa guide, please click on the join button below. That's it for me. Au revoir, à bientôt. Bisous, bisous. Salut.